Right, this is the marking out of part 9, the tail of the airplane. It's a little bit trickier than the previous pieces. This section down here can be quite tricky and you have to work around your measurements around this way to get it. You have another tangent here and here. This piece is slightly trickier than the others, not a major deal. We're going to start down in this bottom corner here, and this is a radius 5 circle, this one here. So we're going to measure up 5 and in 5 to find that centre point. I know this is already square, I've checked it. So I'm going to measure up 5 millimeters and mark 5, but I'm also going to measure 5 millimeters from the corner this way. I'm using the 10 and marking where 5 is. I'm only going to barely T-square these lines because it only matters where they cross each other. Again, anytime we use the dividers on metal, we're going to punch where the two lines cross, where we want the centre of the circle to go. And we now need to set our circle to 5, our dividers to 5. Now, 5 is a really small circle, so please be careful and try and draw this as accurately as possible. We basically need slightly more than a semicircle, or slightly less than a semicircle here. So we're going to draw just over a semicircle. And there we have the bottom section drawn. Now, we can't get this point directly, although we do know it's up 17 and over 15. So we can get this point. We'll measure up 17 and then we'll cut T-square line across and come up in 15 of it. So it's 17 from the same line as the centre of the hole. Putting my ruler down at 0 and I'm marking off 17 millimeters. I'm now going to T-square line across, about halfway should do. I'm going to measure in 15 millimeters along that line. And that gives us that point. From there, it's a tangent back to the original circle. A handy way to do tangents is, if you have one point and it's going to a circle, is to place the point of your scriber on one of the ends and then turn the ruler around it. So we have the first bottom section down here. Now we can't go from here straight to this point. We actually really need to go up here, across and down. So this is 12 millimeters more up to the line that the holes are on. So from where I did the 17, I'm going to measure up 12 and T-square line across and mark for the two holes. $12 millimeters up. I'm going to T-square that the whole way across. And the first hole is in 10, next 15, and then 10 to the end here as well. So 10. Ten plus 15 is 25. And 25 plus 10 is 35. I'm going to punch the 10 and the 15 marks, because we're going to be drilling holes there later on. And the mark that was at 35, I can T-square that line up. Now, we can see that from here, the point that we have here, we can come down 16 and join that straight back to the top of the point that we already got. So down 16, mark it, and then draw a line between the points that you've marked. So now we have the bottom section marked out. We now need to worry about this circle up here and where that joins up. Now I'm actually going to mark here now because I have this point, the one we just got, and it's 22 from there up to here. So I might as well mark it now. I think I need new marking blue. There are a lot of scratches on this. So 22 up. And now I know the tangent starts there and it will go up this way. So I need to find the centre of this circle. So from the line that the holes are drilled, it's up 36 millimeters and then in 12, the radius of the circle. So I'm going to measure up 36. T-square line across. And then measure 12 in that line. Always remember that if you're doing sheet metal, you need to hold the piece when you're using the T-square. There's 12 millimeters. Again, we're going to use our dividers, so we punch. Now I have to reset my dividers to 12 millimeters. Again, I'm going to start at 10 and go to 22. And draw the curve. I'm going to go past halfway. There's no harm in doing a full circle if you wish to do it. Just make sure that you go far enough. If you look, the circle stops before it gets to the semicircle. Again, like the last time, there's our 22 mark, this point. Putting the scriber down, put the ruler up against the scriber and turn it until it just touches the circle and draw the line in. And while it mightn't be the clearest due to a lot of scratch marks from the ruler and the T-square and this piece of bluing, we have our piece marked out. Just going to shade in the areas that are going to be cut off. That should help it stand out a bit more. Okay. Next part, we have 3 holes to drill in this and then cut it out and we're done. Alright, to drill the tail now, we have 3 holes to drill. Again, using the hand vise, wearing goggles, make sure that's in nice and tight. I'm going to drill a hole down here and then 2 holes here and here. We have our little burrs at the back, which we're going to clean off. And that's it. Off camera now, I am going to go over to the shears and I will cut along this edge here and here and do a little bit of trimming around here, but I can't do much more. I certainly can't take out this part. Back to you shortly. Okay, so the tail has been cut basically as much as I can on the shears. This isn't fully curved yet, but I did use the shears to chop off pieces around. Did the tangent here and down the side. Now to take out this section, we'll need to use a hacksaw and cut these out. I recommend using a junior hacksaw because it is thin material. You want to keep your work as close as possible to the vise. So I'm going to cut the vertical line first, turning my piece in the work. And I'm watching carefully where I'm going. So I've cut down there and I stopped before I hit the line. I'm now going to cut the other section, again into the vise, and I turn it so that the line that I want to cut is straight down. I'm going to use my thumb as a guide just to keep the file lined up at the start. Get it going. I'm watching carefully where I'm going the whole time. Now we have that section cut out. So now it's just a matter of filing until we have the piece to the correct shape. I'll probably fast forward through some of this. Always keep the vice as low, or the piece as low as possible. Because this is thin aluminium, I'm just going to use a smooth file. Okay, that's the piece filed to shape. There's nothing else that has to be done with it. I wasn't too worried about the quality of the surface finish, and I'll come back with emery paper when I'm putting the plane together. But at this stage, just to get the shape. I did take a bit of time in here to do it accurately in the corner. You want a nice sharp corner. The files I used were a smooth large file and a rough and smooth smaller files. And that's pretty much all you need for that. So it's on to the next piece.